Good morning, students. Welcome to Science Amazing Facts. The science of today is the technology of tomorrow. The ecosystem is the structural and functional unit of ecology where living and non-living things exist. And also, a virus is a small parasite that cannot reproduce by itself. So today in this video, we are going to see about vaccination and its importance. Edward Jenner is considered as the founder of vaccinology in the West in 1796, where he demonstrated immunity to smallpox. So now let's see about the importance of vaccines. When foreign microbes invade us, the immune system triggers a series of responses in an attempt to identify and remove them from our bodies. The signs that this immune response is working are the coughing, sneezing, inflammation and fever we experience, which work to trap, deter and rid the body of threatening things like bacteria. These innate immune responses also trigger our second line of defense called adaptive immunity. Special cells called B cells and T cells are recruited to fight microbes and also record information about them, creating a memory of what the invaders look like and how best to fight them. This know-how becomes handy if the same pathogen invades the body again. But despite this smart response, there is still a risk involved. The body takes time to learn how to respond to pathogens and to build up these defenses, and even then, if the body is too weak or young to fight back when it's invaded, it might face very serious risk. If the pathogen is particularly severe, but what if we could prepare the body's immune system, readying it before someone even got ill? This is where the vaccine comes in. Using the same principles that the body uses to defend us, scientists use vaccines to trigger the body's adaptive immune system without exposing humans to the full-strength disease. This has resulted in many vaccines which each work uniquely, separated into many different types. First, we have live attenuated vaccines. These are made up of pathogen itself but a much weaker and tamer version. Next, we have inactive vaccines in which the pathogens have been killed. The weakening and inactivation in both types of vaccine ensures that pathogens don't develop into a full-blown disease, but just like a disease, they trigger an immune response, teaching the body to recognize an attack by making a profile of pathogens in preparation. The downside is that live attenuated vaccines can be difficult to make. And because they are live and quite powerful, people with weaker immune systems can't have them, while inactive vaccines don't create long-lasting immunity. Another type, the subunit vaccine, is only made from one part of the pathogen called an antigen, the ingredient that actually triggers the immune response. By even further isolating specific components of antigens like proteins and polysaccharides, these vaccines can prompt specific responses. Scientists are now building a whole new range of vaccines called DNA vaccines. For this variety, they isolate the very genes that make the specific antigens the body needs to trigger its immune response to specific pathogens. When injected into the human body, those genes instruct cells in the body to make the antigens. This causes a stronger immune response and prepares the body for any future threats. And because the vaccine only includes specific genetic material, it doesn't contain any other ingredients from the rest of the pathogen that could develop into the disease and harm the patient. So children, with the advancement in technology, right from the smallpox vaccine to COVID-19 vaccine, every vaccinations will try to reduce the risk of the disease. So, try to build a strong immune system with the help from nature by eating healthy food and doing regular exercise. So, take care of your health. Thank you.